Hello, everyone. I'm North Hempstead Town Supervisor Judy Bosworth. In response to the COVID-19 pandemic, we have embarked on creating a virtual exercise series for our senior residents. We partnered with our Project Independence fitness instructors to host these virtual classes, which will allow you to stay fit and healthy by participating from the safety of your home. Please enjoy.
Welcome to Project Independence in You Yoga. My name is Rebecca and I will be guiding you through this gentle yoga class. So I'm starting out on the mat, but you can certainly enjoy this class on a chair. I'll be giving some modifications for chair yoga throughout the class. However, if there's something that you're not able to get into on the chair, just come into your favorite movement, your favorite stretches, and just continue along with the class. Make sure you have a nice sturdy chair. It doesn't slide, it's not on wheels. If you slide toward the front of the chair and the chair lifts up at all, that's not a really good chair to use. So you want to be nice and safe and careful. So that all being said, again, this is a gentle yoga class. We'll be starting out either on a chair or on the mat, and then coming up to do some standing poses, and then back on the mat to conclude the class. So that all being said, let's all find a nice comfortable seat either on your chair or on the mat. Finding nice alignment with the spine. Shoulders are stacked over the hips. Crown of the head's reaching up. If you're on the chair, your feet are planted on the earth. You're feeling comfortable. You don't have to sit cross-legged, and if you have any kinds of props, make sure that they're handy and nearby. Maybe you want to put a block or pillow or even a book under your leg. Just make sure that you have all your props nice and handy. So that all being said, let's go ahead now and start to find that nice yoga seat with that aligned spine, breathing gently in and out through the nose. Gentle breaths in and gentle breaths out. You can close your eyes gently if you like. Gentle breaths in and out. As you start to deepen your breaths, those in-breaths, I want you to think of something really positive, something that just will put a smile on your face. So you're breathing in positive energy and filling your body with positive energy. And on your exhale, you can release and let go of any tension in the body, and then notice how the body softens. So we inhale, nice positive energy breaths, and exhale to release and let the body soften. Maybe on that exhale, you add a smile. Nice breath in and exhale out. And just continue doing that for a few breaths. I do cue breath a lot throughout class, but if I don't, it never means that you should hold your breath. So just continue breathing to the rhythm of your natural breath. Now we're going to start to take a little bit more of a full breath in and a slow, longer exhale. Fuller breath in. Really bringing in that positive energy into your lungs, and the slow exhale. Nice. Now we're all going to bring our arms to a T, turning the palms up toward the sky, inhaling the arms up, and then turning the palms down toward the earth, fingertips touching the earth, and then palms up toward the sky, bringing those hands together and lowering to heart center. And then we're going to set an intention for our class. In all my classes, you will note that I'm always setting an intention. An intention is something that you intend to accomplish for yourself. Remember, it's for you, no one else. Let's take care of ourselves during yoga. Yoga is a very personal practice, right? There's no competition and there's no judgment. It's all about you. Yoga is about you. So setting that intention, maybe it's to find balance or alignment, whatever that is. Take a nice full breath in and exhale out. Beautiful. And then we can dedicate our practice to someone, to something, a friend, a pet, a family member, and someone who's very positive in your life, that when you think of that person or your pet, it brings joy to your heart. So if you want to come back to that dedication throughout your practice today, it's a nice positive feeling. Full breath in, slow exhale out. Nice. Let's inhale those fingertips up toward the sky. And we're going to take a slow twist to the right. So the right hand's coming behind the back. The left hand's coming on the outside of that right knee. We're going to inhale to lengthen the spine and exhale to twist to the right. So whether you're seated on a chair or on the mat, your hips are forward. You're twisting with the upper body, and it's a very, very gentle twist. It's a guide, never a force. Inhale and exhale. Your feet should be on the ground, nice and planted, soles of the feet on the earth if you're on the chair. If your feet aren't on the earth and you're on the chair, maybe put a block under the feet because they should be on the floor. Again, nice full breath in, slow exhale to twist. The body softens on the exhale. Let's slowly come back to center. Nice, realign the spine. Inhale those hands up. Beautiful. Now we're going to take a twist to the left. So the left hand comes behind the back, right hand on the outside of that left knee. Inhale to lengthen the spine and exhale to twist to the left. Hips are forward. If you're on the chair, you're seated with the feet on the earth. If the feet aren't on the earth, they should be resting on something. So make sure they're on a block or a book or even a pillow. Inhale to lengthen. Nice. And then slowly come back to center. Palms out, palms up. Inhale. Reaching the fingertips up, keeping the arms nice and engaged. Slowly exhale. Fingertips tap the earth. Then go ahead and bring those hands up. Nice. And then go ahead and lower your hands onto the front of the knees. So palms are pressed down. Fingers are just on the outside of the knees. If you're seated, then your hands are on the tops of the knees. We're going to start to warm up the cervical spine a little bit here. So find that yoga seat, spine aligned, shoulders stacked over the hips, trying to find balance in the seat. Do you favor one side or another? Try to roll from side to side a little bit until you can find that balance. We're going to take a deep breath in and a slow exhale to release from the lower back. And notice as you release, you might find that balance in the seat, whether if you're on the mat or on the chair. So go ahead and just start to move the head to the right and pause, center and pause, and to the left and pause. And just do that a few times, nice and slow. Don't rush any warm up with the neck. You want to keep it nice and gentle and controlled, okay? Beautiful. Now let's all gaze forward. We're going to continue to warm up the cervical spine. Shoulders are stacked over the hips. My spine is nice and aligned. So slowly start to lower the right ear toward the right shoulder. We're stretching out the left side of the neck. So I'm gently guiding my right ear toward my right shoulder. I'm not forcing. Breathing in and exhaling to let the body soften. Any discomfort, you can always roll the chin toward the chest, listening to the body, especially that cervical spine. And then slowly roll the chin toward the chest, nice and slow. And we're going to roll the head back gently, nice and gentle, to maybe you're gazing at the tile over your head or whatever you have over your head. Don't go back further than that. We're just starting to warm up here. And then gazing forward. And now we're going to warm up the right side of the neck by lowering the left ear toward the left shoulder. Taking a few breaths here. Again, it's a very gentle guide. There's no force here. This is a gentle yoga class, so we really are paying attention, scanning the body, especially the parts that are active in yoga. So any yoga pose, even the gentlest yoga pose, every part of the body has an action. It could be a restful action. So that's why we scan the body and make sure the different parts of our body are doing what we do when we're in certain poses. So let's roll the chin toward the chest and then roll the head back. And hopefully no one's holding their breath at all, and then gazing forward. Nice. Let's go ahead and bring the arms to a T, turn the palms up, realign that spine. Nice. And then lower the fingertips down toward the earth, and then up one more time. We're connecting to breath here. So on the inhale, we rise up. Beautiful. And then we're just going to lower the hands onto the knees. We're going to start to do side stretches. And before we do that, go ahead and stretch the legs out a little bit. We spend some time warming up for class, even if you're on the chair. So if you're seated and you want to just extend the legs out, get the blood flowing a little bit, go ahead and do that. Maybe you sit cross-legged with that right leg in front of the left. Maybe now bring that left leg in front of the right. Whatever is gonna make you feel comfortable. We tend to come to the same place, because I do, because that's where we are most comfortable. So I'm just gonna have one of my blocks handy for stretching out our sides. Just in case I want to put the block under my forearm. And remember, the blocks are great because they go a lot of different ways. They can go flat, that's the lowest side, or up a little bit higher, or on the highest end for a lift. You never know I never know from day to day if I'm going to use a prop, or how much I'm going to use the prop. So let's bring the arms to a T, turn the palms up, inhale up, gaze up, lower the fingertips down toward the earth. We're going to walk the right hand out about 6 to 12 inches, and we're going to ground the right palm into the mat, starting out with that arm nice and engaged. Not a soft arm here, this arm's nice and engaged. We'll bring the left arm up. So we're gonna all move that left arm toward the right side. If for any reason this is not comfortable for you, you can use the elbow. That's actually a nice stretch too. Listen to the body here, that left shoulder. If it's not comfortable, you can just leave that left arm wherever it's comfortable. You're still gonna get a stretch because we're reaching that right arm up. So wherever you're at today, whether it's elbow, lowered, left arm's over, we inhale to reach that left arm over, and exhale, we can fold. We can come down to the forearm, or you can come down onto the forearm, onto a block. If you find that left side's lifting up, which sometimes happens, you can use that right forearm to kind of guide that seat down. So you're sliding that seat down, and the left arm's reaching. Exhale to fold. So when we exhale, you don't have to guide yourself into a fold. Sometimes just the exhale allows the body to soften enough that you're getting a good stretch. So just know that you can use that. You can modify that way too. Let's do one more breath. Inhale to reach, and exhale. And then we're going to push that right forearm onto the block or onto the earth, or come back onto the palm, and just push yourself up to that nice comfortable seat, nice and slow. Bring the arms to a T, turn the palms up, realign the spine here. So important. And then lowering the fingertips down toward the earth. So of course now we're going to stretch out the right side of the body by walking the left hand 6 to 12 inches out. Same thing on this side. Remember, you can use the elbow, you can keep the arm down, you can bring the fingertips up, you can bring the fingertips over, whatever is most comfortable for you today. You may do yoga again tomorrow and find yourself going much deeper, or maybe today you're going much deeper, just listening to the body. So inhale, we're reaching over. On the exhale, we're folding down onto the forearm or coming onto that block. I am definitely using the block on this side today. I really feel I need the block. I need the earth to rise up a little bit. so I can get a really nice stretch on my right side all the way down to the seat. If that right side lifts up, use that left forearm. Boom. See that? I'm guiding my seat down. I'm sliding that seat down onto the mat. Getting a nice stretch here. Any discomfort, you can always move into the elbow and bring that arm down, listening to the body. Cross that right arm over. Leave it on that right knee. Whatever feels right today. One more breath. And then push down that left forearm or that left palm into the earth. And let's come on back up. Inhale there. Gazing up. Nice. Lowering the hands onto the front of the knees. So we've warmed up the cervical spine. We started out doing a twist, which kind of massages the inner organs, gets that oxygen in. We just warmed up the sides. We got some stretches in the neck. Now we're going to warm up the rest of our spine by doing some seated cat and cows. So placing the hands on the front of the knees, we'll start out by inhaling, coming into cow. So we inhale, chest comes up, abdomen comes forward, arms are soft. And then on the exhale, remember that's when the body softens, chin to chest, arms are straightening out, that spine's nice and round. And then inhale back into cow. Beautiful. I really am getting a nice oxygen, nice positive thoughts. Exhale, chin to chest, rounding the spine, stretching out those arms. Oh, feels so good. And then inhale back into cow. Take 2 cat and cows at your own pace. Remember, we're rising up on the inhale. Exhale, lowering down, chin to chest, rounding the spine, straightening out the arms. Beautiful. Cow. Abdomen comes forward, arms are soft, gazing up, chest is up. Exhale into cat. Nice. And then finding your way back into your comfortable yoga seat. Nice. Let's go ahead and bring the arms to a T. Bring the arms up. Let's cross all the fingers on both hands. Turn the palms up toward the sky and exhale to lower down, pushing the palms forward. Inhale, pushing the palms forward to keep the arms nice and engaged till the palms are pushing up toward the sky. One more time, lowering down. And then inhale up. And separating the hands, we're going to lower the hands onto the front of the knees. We're going to move our knees together, straightening them out, maybe stretch a little bit. We're going to come into tabletop, so take your time. Maybe find a towel or something to put under your knees as we come into tabletop. Keep those blocks or your books, whatever you have handy, and find your way into tabletop. So it's your hips are stacked over the knees, tops of the feet are on the earth, shoulders are stacked over the wrists. You're gazing down toward the front of the mat. And we do that because we want to keep the cervical spine aligned with the rest of the spine. So once you've got that all set up, we're just going to start to move the hips from side to side. We've been sitting a while, probably close to 15 minutes. So let's start to move the hips, get some rotation in the hips. If you want, you can go ahead and start to lower the seat toward the heels. Taking some movement too. If you're on the chair, stretching the legs out, engaging the core. You want to make sure that core strength is building up. And then go ahead and come to a nice neutral tabletop here. We're going to extend that right leg back, really get some good distance. So make sure the right leg is stretching back. You can keep that right foot on the earth when we're doing our spinal balance if you like, or you can lift it up so the right foot is at hip height. Left hand is coming forward, palm is facing in. This is called a dual action because that right foot is flexing, reaching behind you. That left hand is reaching in front of you. Nice stretch here to the spine. Beautiful for the lower back. We're going to do the other side too. So both sides get a really nice stretch. We're going to take 2 elbow to knees here. So it's left elbow, right knee, chin to chest, round the spine, back into spinal balance. And again, with the knee, chin to chest, And back into spinal balance for 2 breaths. In and out. And then find your way back into tabletop. We're gonna lower our seat toward our heels to come into child's pose. Placing the hands out in front of you. You can tent the fingers, bring the arms down to the earth. You're almost in a position, you wanna be kind of, imagine that you're pushing your mat in front of you. And what that does is it kind of allows you to send your seat closer towards your heels because I'm extending the arms. And then slowly start to find your way back into tabletop. You don't have to move, I'm just doing this. So this way we're going to send the left foot back now. Nice extension. You can keep the left leg on the earth or lift it up. Hip height, right hand comes forward. So you're sending that left leg behind you, right hand in front, palm facing in, nice stretch. Now we're getting that other side of the lower back and spine. Nice stretch here. And now we're going to do 2 elbowed knees, right elbow, left knee, chin to chest, and then back into spinal balance. Nice. Right elbow, left knee, chin to chest, and back into spinal balance. 2 breaths. Remember, we did 2 breaths on the other side. 1, in and out, and in and out. Beautiful. Come on, back into your tabletop. Find your child's pose. Lowering the seat down, hands out in front of you. Child's pose is a restful pose, but it's still an active pose. My hands are out. I'm stretching those arms. I'm trying to get my seat closer to my heels. From here, we're going to work our way from child's pose through tabletop into downward dog. We'll only be in downward dog just for a few moments to get us into our standing poses. So we're going to move back into tabletop, curling the toes under, sending the hips up, gazing between the knees and the thighs, taking any movement here that you like. If you're not comfortable in downward dog, you can go ahead and walk your feet to meet your hands at the front of the mat. And we're just trying to get the heels close to the earth. Come to stillness, maybe roll onto the tips of the toes, rolling down, and then start to walk your feet to meet your hands at the front of the mat. And then we're going to come to a half lift from here. So you can go ahead and bring your hands to your shins or fingertips to the earth. Or if you have a block, you can bring your hands onto your block. And then exhale into a forward fold. You can soften those knees. Bring the hands to the earth or a block. Maybe stretch them out a little bit. And we're slowly going to rise up. Nice and slow. When the crown of the head comes up, we're going to turn the palms out and take a nice full body standing stretch. Bring those palms together and lower to heart center. So from here, we're going to come into tree pose. So a lot of times we work tree pose in toward the end of our standing poses. But lately, I really like starting out in tree pose because it's helpful with balance. So you're starting out kind of in a balancing pose and then continuing into some other standing poses. So let's go ahead, find that mountain pose. Shoulders are stacked over the hips, feet are grounded, shoulder blades are together, reaching toward each other, core is engaged. We're finding that nice pose, bringing those hands out. Nice strong mountain pose, beautiful. Then let's bring the hands up over the head, palms and fingers together for balance. From here, before we come into tree pose, let's just start to do some connection with our feet to the mat. So we don't always think about our feet. When you're doing balancing poses, it's very important to kind of scan the feet. So start to roll onto the balls of the feet, and then onto the heels, maybe lifting the toes, and then again onto the balls of the feet, and then onto the heels. And if you come out, you come right back in. And then just start to ground the feet into the mat. Maybe spreading the toes out nice and wide, lowering the little toe, then the big toe, and then the 3 inner toes. And just kind of, as you're doing all these kinds of stretches and balancing on the feet, just kind of notice how your mat feels under the feet. Just come familiar with that. And then let's come with the shoulders stacked. Feet are grounded in the earth. If there's something on the wall in front of you, kind of find something, a spot you could look at that's not moving. That's called your dristi. That's your focal point and will help you a little bit with balance. So we're going to start to shift all of our weight into the right foot and kind of notice, again, the right foot. How does the mat feel underneath that right foot? Can you feel your toes touching that mat? Kind of concentrate, because that right foot is your foundation. The right leg is your tree trunk. Let's go ahead and open the left leg toward the left side of the room. You can leave that left foot up against the right leg. You can bring the left foot above or below the knee, as long as the left foot, no part of the left foot is touching the knee, right? So you want it above or below. Wherever you're at today, one day is very different than another. So just kind of find the best place to rest the left leg. Right foot's nice and grounded. Let's go ahead and inhale those hands up. Locate that dristi too, staring at the dristi. Open up the arms here, opening up your branches. Maybe move the fingers. Maybe the fingers are the leaves on the tree moving in the wind. Nice challenge here would be maybe looking up at the sky or closing your eyes a little bit. You can also move the arms, keeping the chest nice and open. Paying attention to that right foot. Right foot's nice and grounded. Nice. Let's go ahead and inhale the hands up. Palms and fingers together. Lower to heart center. Now don't put that left leg down yet. Let's go ahead and bring that left knee up in front, nice and high. Extend the left leg out. Notice that right foot, your foundation, and slowly lower down. Now shake out that right leg a little bit. Maybe the toes, and then go ahead and find your way back into that tree formation. Shoulders stacked over the hips, feet are grounded. Hands are at heart center. Locate that dristi. Start to shift all the weight into that left foot now. Notice the feeling of the mat underneath that left foot. Left foot is your foundation now. Let's go ahead and turn the right leg out now toward the right side. Right heel up against the inside of that left leg. Again, above or below the knee. You don't want any part of the right foot touching that left knee. So wherever you're at today is where you're supposed to be. Inhale the hands up. This time, we're gonna open the arms like a big circle, lowering down like a sunset. Then we're gonna bring the arms up like a sunrise. Just touch all the fingertips together. And then open the arms like a sunset. And then rise up like a sunrise. Beautiful. Palms and fingers together. Lower to heart center. Bring that right knee up. And extend the leg out. Notice that left foot, nice and grounded. It's your foundation. And lower it down. Beautiful. Shake it out a little bit here. Nice shake. And then come to a nice stand. Feet are grounded. You should be at the front of your mat. We're gonna work our way into a warrior one. So if you're at the front of your mat, hands are at heart center for balance. Go ahead and send that right foot back. So you're sending the right foot back at about a 45-degree angle. That left knee is nice and soft over the ankle. Hips are forward. How do you know if your hips are really forward? You bring your hands to the hips, and if you look down, they're on an angle. Just start to help guide the hips forward. Bring the hands up, palms are facing each other. The back foot's grounded into the mat. You want to make sure that the outside of that back foot is grounded toward the mat. Otherwise, you're gonna find that most of your weight's gonna come to that front leg. You wanna make sure you're nice and balanced. Spine is aligned, shoulders are stacked. Take a nice breath in. Beautiful. We're all gonna take a twist to the right. So the right hand's coming back. The left hand is coming forward. Palms are facing in the same direction that you're twisting. My back leg is nice and engaged. My left knee, look, it's passing my left ankle. That usually means my feet may be too close together. So I'm gonna just kind of send that foot out a little bit. And let's come back into warrior one. Beautiful. We're gonna lower the right hand on that right leg, reaching the left fingertips up toward the sky. I'm gazing at my left thumb. On the inhale, I'm reaching up. On the exhale, I'm just letting my body soften and relaxing a little bit the spine. My right foot's reaching toward the earth. My left knee is still hopefully in warrior one. And let's come on back into warrior one. Send the hands back gently, palms and fingers together. Lower to heart center. We're going to bring the right foot to meet the left foot at the front of the mat. You can either hop there, skip, or maybe take one big step forward. We'll inhale those hands up. Nice. And then we're going to exhale into a forward fold. So again, fingertips can come to the earth. You can come onto a block. You can soften the knees and then straighten the knees. Let's come to that half lift. Exhale into the forward fold. Slowly rising up. Nice and slow to the crown of the head reaching up. Turn the palms out. Nice full body standing stretch. Palms and fingers together. Lower to heart center. Make sure everything is off the mat. Finding yourself again at the front of your mat. And now we're going to come into warrior one with the left foot back. So sending the left foot back. Right knee comes over that right ankle. There's a little bit of space between the feet. In warrior two, the front foot intersects the back foot. So the right heel intersects that left foot. In warrior one, there's a little space between the feet. There's no intersection of the feet. Right knee's over the right ankle, check the hips, hands coming up, shoulders down, palms are facing each other. You're smiling, okay? That left foot's grounded, the left leg's nice and engaged. One more breath here, and then we're gonna take a twist. So the left hand comes back and the right hand comes forward. Nice twist with the upper body. My legs are still in warrior one. So the left foot's at a 45 degree, my right knee's over the right ankle. If I do notice, it's my right knee passes the right ankle, so I send that right foot out just a little bit. Breathing, I'm not holding my breath at all. Let's come back into warrior one. For a breath, shoulders down. Left hand comes on that left leg now. Right fingertips reaching up, I'm gazing at the right thumb. Inhales, I'm reaching up. Exhales, just releasing the breath. Nice stretch all the way down to that right hip here. Beautiful. Nice, I'm gonna bring the left hand back up, coming into warrior one, little back bend, palms and fingers together. Lower to heart center. Let's go ahead and bring that left foot to meet the right foot at the front of the mat. Inhale up and exhale into a forward fold. Softening the knees, coming onto a block, any part of the block, half lift, forward fold, and slowly rise up. One vertebra at a time. Bring those hands up, palms and fingers together. Nice. So from here, we're gonna come right into a warrior two. So my hands are at heart center. I'm sending my left foot back. Right foot is over the right knee. Right heel is intersecting my left foot. I usually play with my whatever design is on my yoga mat. So I'm nice and centered on it, and that right heel comes right, I imagine that line going right through that left foot. So same thing here, if that right knee passes the right ankle, it just means your feet may be a little too close together. Make sure that left foot's grounded in the earth, the outside of that left foot. You want to, again, make sure your weight is balanced and you don't have too much on that front leg. Bring the arms to a T. Check that back arm. That back arm, sometimes it's lower than you think it is. You want to keep both hands at shoulder height. Fingertips are reaching in opposite directions. Crown of the head's reaching up. My legs are in warrior two. Turning the palm up. I'm coming into peaceful warrior. So right hand's coming over toward the left. Nice stretch along the right side of the body. That left hand can come down that left leg. If you want, you can bring the left arm onto the right side of the hip behind you. Whatever feels right for you. We inhale, nice stretch here. Exhale, soften. You can just release the breath. You don't have to kind of guide a little bit of a fold. Whatever you feel the body needs today. Nice stretch again. Beautiful. Let's slowly come back into warrior two. Fingertips reaching in opposite directions. Take 2 breaths here in a nice full warrior two. Right knees over that right ankle, fingertips reaching. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and straighten out that right leg, okay? Now we're gonna pivot the right foot forward. So the right foot and the left foot are in the same direction. We're gonna slowly come into a wide leg forward fold. So slowly start to fold. You can turn the toes in a little bit. Listen to the body. Maybe you'll find a little bit more distance. If you want, you can come down onto a block, bringing both hands on a block, whatever feels right. So from here, see if you can tent your fingers on the earth. And we're just gonna walk both hands to that right foot. You can soften that right knee and maybe bring the right shoulder to the inside of that right knee. And then we're gonna walk right back to center and then walk both hands to that left foot. You can soften that left knee and maybe bring the left shoulder to the inside of that left knee, or come to any position where you're walking your fingers to the left foot. Let's do it one more time. Both hands to the right foot. The lower the chest comes to the earth. That left foot's nice and grounded, nice hamstring stretch. Walking yourself back to center, and then both hands to that left foot. Again, right foot's nice and grounded, great hamstring stretch. Walk the hands back to center, tent those fingers if you like, bring those toes in, engage the core, and slowly start to rise up. Nice. Bring those arms to a T. We're going to pivot the left foot now toward the back of the mat. We're coming into warrior two now with the left foot forward. That right foot's nice and grounded. The outside of my right foot and also the entire foot's really pushing into the mat. So I'm nice and balanced. Arms are coming to a T. Do you ever do warrior two and you think your right arm's up and you look back and you're like, hey, get up there? That happens to me a lot. Fingertips reaching in opposite directions. Take a couple of breaths here, in and out. In your nice warrior two, crown of the head's reaching up. Fingertips reaching in opposite directions. Nice stretch here. Getting in that positive oxygen. Turn the palm up. Coming into peaceful warrior. Stretching on the left side. Right hand on that right leg. Nice stretch here. If you want, bring that right hand around to that left side of the hip behind you. Whatever feels good for you here. Nice. And slowly come back to a T. 2 breaths here, in and out, in your warrior two. Nice. One more breath in and out. Let's straighten that left leg. Nice and straight. Pivot the left toes forward. We're coming into the wide leg forward fold again, and we're going to come into ragdoll. So slowly coming forward, grabbing onto opposite elbows. Right? Ragdoll. So what's a ragdoll? Ragdoll doesn't have any spine, doesn't have any bones. It just kind of flops around. But you'll take a little bit more control. You're going to move that right elbow to the right knee, and then the left elbow to the left knee. And just do that a few times. Listening to the body. Breathing through it. Nice. And then coming to stillness. Lowering the palms to the earth or tenting the fingers wherever you're at. Engage the core here, core strength. Slowly rising up. Bringing the arms to a T. Pivoting that right foot forward. Let's turn our palms up. Palms and fingers together. Lower to heart center. We're going to bring the left foot to meet the right foot at the front of the mat. All right, let's inhale the hands up and exhale into a forward fold. We're going to send the feet back, coming into Warrior Two. Taking any movement here in Warrior Two that you feel the body needs. Nice movement. Maybe sending the right foot up or the right knee in. Whatever you feel you need. Maybe stillness is really what you need, and that's great too. We're going to slowly lower, finding stillness first, and then slowly lower the knees to the mat. And then your seat towards your heels, coming into child's pose, extending the arms out. Nice stretch. Breathing in and out through the nose, not holding the breath. Kind of imagining you're pushing the mat ahead of you. The fingers are pushing that mat, so the arms are becoming nice and engaged, and your seat is lowering towards your heels. One more breath. Nice. And then slowly start to find your way, sitting on your heels or just coming up onto the mat. We're all going to meet on the mat, seated in the center. Maybe the soles of the feet are on the earth. And we're going to slowly lower ourselves down onto the mat. So if you have your blocks, just make sure they're handy. You may not need them, but it's always good to know they're there. So we're going to find our way onto the mat, either by doing core work, or if you want, you can bring your hands behind your hamstrings and just kind of use that support to lower yourself on. Otherwise, palms are facing forward. We're going to take 5 breaths to lower ourselves down. So it's in breath, and then on the out breath, come down a little bit. In breath, bring in that positive breath. Exhale, engage the core here. If you're not engaging the core, you can hurt the lower back. You don't want to do that. 3 more breaths. In. I'm really engaging my core. Exhale, lower down. In. Exhale, lower down. And one more time. In. Exhale, lower down. Nice. Bring those knees in nice and slow. Walk them in towards you. Give yourself a hug. Move from side to side. Massage that lower back a little bit here. Beautiful. And then coming to stillness, lowering the feet onto the mat. Getting yourself comfortable on the mat. We're going to find ourselves in bridge pose. So if you do have a block or a book or a nice sturdy pillow, go ahead and grab that prop so you have it handy. So coming into bridge, we have the soles of the feet are planted on the earth. They're about hip distance apart. Your arms should just be able to tap your heels. So I can kind of reach that. And maybe you walk your shoulder blades together just a little bit to open the chest. And once you're in that prep for coming into bridge pose, we're going to start by lifting the hips and quads up toward the sky while pushing down on our feet. So pushing down on our feet, hips coming up, quads coming up. You can take the block, put it flat-wise under your sacrum, and notice how much of the back is off the earth now. So it's like the upper back and shoulders, and everything else is angled up. Soles of the feet are pushing down, and my quads are still lifting up. I'm not just resting on the block. I'm still in action. My quads are lifting up. My feet are pushing down into the mat. My shoulders are opening up. I'm just allowing the block to bring my hips up a little bit higher and hold it for a little bit longer. You don't have to use the block or a pillow. You can be holding here. Taking one more breath. Next we're going to do is we're going to turn the block on the side a little bit higher up. If you have any lower back pain, any kind of condition, stay where you're at. You can stay where you're at and still get a really great bridge stretch. Otherwise, you're pushing down, lifting the hips, and you can turn the block so it's a little bit higher up. At first, it feels a little uncomfortable, so there's a difference between feeling uncomfortable and hurting and being in the wrong place. So it shouldn't hurt And the discomfort really doesn't last long. It shouldn't. But if it is too uncomfortable, please flatten out the block, so that's lower, and come back down onto the mat. So what you're going to notice now with the block higher is right now it's really the upper back is on the mat, and you're on that angle. Again, I am still pushing down into the mat. My quads are still reaching up. My hips are still reaching up. So I'm active here in bridge. I'm not just kind of resting on the block. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then we're going to come back down. Now, if you're up on the high side of the block, we're going to come back down onto the lower side of the block. We're slowly going to come back down onto the mat. So now we're on the lower side of the block. Just for a few breaths, I'm still pushing my feet into the mat. My quads are lifting up. 1 more breath. I'm walking my shoulder blades together a little bit more. Nice. Then remove the block or your hands or whatever else has been supporting you. And from your upper back, slowly down the spine, roll yourself back onto the lower back and the seat. Nice and slow. And then slowly, very slowly, bring the knees in toward the chest. Nice and slow. Not too tight of a tuck, just gentle. And then move from side to side, massaging that lower back. Nice. Beautiful. And then come to stillness here. From here, we're going to find our way into our inversion. So you can again use that block, or you can just bring your hands underneath your sacrum, bring the feet up toward the sky, flex the feet, or you don't need anything under your sacrum, whatever you feel you need. So wherever you're at, we're flexing the feet, pointing and flexing, pointing and flexing, maybe moving the ankles a little bit. And we're gonna open and close, bring the feet together, open, bring the feet together. Let's go ahead and crisscross the legs now. So left foot crosses the right foot passes the left, open and crisscross, 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 crisscross. Bring the feet together, scissor, right foot back, left foot forward, or vice versa, wherever you're at. No crisscross here, it's scissors. And then back into your inversion. So let's stay here for 5 breaths. Feet are flexed. Inversions are wonderful. The feet are very happy. This is great for circulation. A lot of people who, as we age, sometimes our ankles swell. Whatever reason it swells, inversions, they say for some people do them for 20 minutes a day. It's really, really helpful. Of course, consult your doctor for the best advice, but inversions are really great for your legs. In fact, you might even feel your feet feel a little bit lighter now, right? Let's take 1 more breath here. And then whatever you have underneath your sacrum, whether it's your hands or a block, just slowly remove. Nice. We're going to lower the feet down to the earth and heel toe the feet to the edges of the mat. We're going to do some windshield wiper legs here. So moving the legs to the right and then to the left. And this is great for the hips because you're getting nice motion in the hips and you're also massaging the lower back. So you're getting a lot of good things happening here. See, nice massage of the lower back. And then bring the knees up. Keep the feet on the edges, and we're going to bring the knees in and out and in and out. 1 more time. In and out. And then heel toe the feet together. Going to bring the knees in toward the chest. These aren't together. Knees are separate. We're moving into happy baby from here. So go ahead and grab the outside of the feet. Heels are over the knees. You're guiding the knees down toward the earth. Breathing through it. Moving from side to side, maybe stretching out one leg and the other, or both at the same time. Whatever you feel you'd like to do in happy baby. Nice. And then come to stillness here. Let's slowly start to guide the feet together and move them down onto the mat. So we're coming into a butterfly pose. So the feet are gently pushing together. You're not forcing, very gentle, just making sure they touch. The closer the heels are to the body, the more intense it is. So the further away, a little less intense. And we're really prepping to come into our Shavasana. So we're just going to be here for a breath or two. Go ahead and turn the palms up toward the sky. Start to walk the shoulders in. You really want to connect with the mat here, the upper back, the middle back, lower back, seat, hips. Let's start to push the feet together. As you're doing that, bring the knees together, extend your legs out, and let's find a Shavasana. We only have a few moments in Shavasana, so just opening up the chest here a little bit, palms facing up toward the sky, allowing the feet to rest. And just take about 2 or 3 nice full breaths. Nice full breath in. Slow, gentle, long exhale. Maybe make that Ujjayi pranayama sound with the back of your throat. Again, full breath in. Belly rises because it's like we're filling up a balloon. And one more breath. Start to move the head from side to side, nice and slow. Gentle, like we did in the beginning of the class. And start to wiggle the fingers and the toes, the wrists, the ankles, reawakening all our body parts and joints. And then from here, let's go ahead and find that nice full body stretch, reclining stretch. Fingertips reaching over the head, toes stretching. Breathing, not holding the breath. Start to walk the feet in toward the body. Finding your way into Garbasana, fetal pose. Using that right arm as your pillow. Bring the knees in nice and close to the body, as close as you can. Lower the hands onto the mat. And slowly start to push yourself up into a comfortable seat. Just like we did in the beginning of class. Go ahead and bring those hands together. I want to thank you all for allowing me to guide you through this gentle yoga class. I hope that you enjoyed it. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Om, which is peace. Peace to you and to all of your families. Namaste.